Ladies and gentlemen, here's a story on a toddler that got some serious burn out in the sun, and they had on sunblock. In fact, they're saying the ingredients in the sunblock may have actually caused the severe burns on the toddler. Wow. That's pretty bad when people, their children and people are out here and they're still suffering these bad burns. And I know I did a few stories on Banana Boat, and people were, their children and all had the sunscreen on, and they were getting some really bad second-degree burns on them. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this video. Let me see if I can get the sound.
Mom and her kids after a day at a local beach. I-Team reporter Jackie Calloway uncovers the ingredients in a sunblock that may have caused chemical burns on her baby and toddler.
That April afternoon started out full of splashes and giggles.
So my sister applied sunscreen as soon as we got to the beach.
Jade Gribble, who was visiting her twin Jana over spring break, says she used this sunscreen. Havana Sun Spray SPF 50 on all four of her children.
So I thought, it'd be safe.
But just 2 hours later, they say 1-year-old Talon and 3-year-old Tally turned beet red.
She started seeing red blotches all over her children.
The burns bubbled into blisters overnight.
By the next day, it was screams. It was like agony. Whole faces were swollen. Their eyes were swollen, like almost shut.
Jade rushed her 2 youngest children to the emergency room for treatment.
It was just really overwhelming, and I'm just sitting, racking my head of, what did I do wrong? Do you have any history of skin cancer?
We brought the sunscreen to 3 dermatologists, including Dr. Maria Hicks, and showed them photos of Talon and Tally's burns.
When you see that, you just have a dermatitis. And dermatitis means inflammation of the skin.
Dr. Hicks suspects one of 2 ingredients in Havana Sun caused a reaction on the children's skin.
Probably the oxybenzone, and probably the acrylate.
She says oxybenzone and acrylates, both popular ingredients in sunscreens, are also known to irritate the skin in certain people.
We find it in patients very common.
Acrylate, an ingredient that gives the sunscreen its consistency, was named Allergen of the Year in 2012 by the American Contact Dermatitis Society.
It can be used in super glue. It can be used for dental work.
Dermatologists say the only way to protect yourself is to choose a mineral-based sunscreen over a chemical-based sunscreen, one that contains zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. The I-Team found other parents complaining of a child suffering the same chemical burns, only with a different sunscreen.
It was bad. First you had those blisters, then those blisters were ruptured.
This Boynton Beach mom now suing the company that makes Banana Boat. Veteran personal injury attorney Steve Heard, who is not involved in the case, says companies are responsible for ensuring their products are safe.
But if it's something that happens on multiple occasions, it's something that shouldn't happen and should be prevented.
We reached out to both Banana Boat and Havana Sun for comment. Havana Sun CEO agreed to an interview and then later canceled, sending an email instead saying, "We deeply regret the unpleasant experience of Jade and her children. The company says it's in compliance with FDA sunscreen regulations, but also says it's difficult for any sunscreen to avoid an unfavorable skin reaction with at least a few individuals." The parent company of Banana Boat says it does not comment on pending litigation, but says it takes consumers' concerns seriously and told us, for some people, sensitivity to an ingredient can be triggered or exacerbated by the sun. Both Jenna and Jade are calling on sunscreen makers to place warning labels on their products.
I put something on my kids that made it harmed them. This made me feel this, horrible mom guilt. The sores and the agony should never happen to any child.
I'm I-Team reporter Jackie Calloway, taking action for you.
Wow. Y'all, What is the point in having a sunscreen on the shelf and you're going to get second degree burns anyway? Doesn't it just seem kind of counterproductive to even have that sunscreen on? I mean, it just seems like, what's the point? And I've done several stories on Banana Boat and, many children that have been burnt by that. And I know they had pending lawsuits because I saw those stories last year about how many people used, especially baby Banana Boat, and their child just fried out in the sun, just like these two children. So she had a 1-year old and a 3-year old, and you could see they were both badly burned, and she had to take them both to the emergency room, like you saw in the video. Now, I just want to go down and see these letters from, all right, a statement from Havana Sun, CEO. Okay. We deeply regret that a Havana Sun customer and her 2 children had an unpleasant experience with our SPF 50 spray. All of our products are developed and manufactured in compliance with FDA sunscreen regulations, which include appropriate testing to ensure product safety and efficiency. While we were a relatively new company, we have sold several thousand bottles of this product without receiving any complaints. However, even following all of the FDA mandates, it is highly unlikely that any sunscreen product will not cause any unfavorable skin reaction with at least a few individuals without having additional information regarding the usage circumstances of the family that experienced this issue, the storage conditions of the product after it left our control, or a sample of the exact product they used. It is not possible for us to comment further on this particular instance. Wow. And then the maker of Banana Boat, here's a statement from them. We take all of our consumer concerns seriously, and our quality assurance team investigates all cases when they are contacted directly about someone who has encountered a reaction when using our products. Importantly, all Banana Boat products undergo rigorous testing to ensure they are appropriately labeled and meet all relevant health regulations, including SPF test. Yeah, but I've seen adults and children scorched up with Banana Boat. For some people, sensitivity to an ingredient can be triggered and exacerbated by the sun, such as photosensitive or photoallergic reaction, can result in an exaggerated skin rash or sunburn. In more severe cases, blistering may also develop. We encourage people who have concerns about a burn to visit a dermatologist who can determine the type of burn or reaction to the sunscreen itself and advise an appropriate treatment. So, they're just saying they cannot comment because I guess, they're being sued. So they're not saying anything any further about this whole situation. That is a damn shame. You know, like I said, I hear a lot of people saying that Black people should wear sunscreen too. What's the point if it doesn't work? And besides, we have good protection. We got that natural protection. I just don't see where it's necessary. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, they put sunblock in everything. There's a lot of lotions on the shelf that have sunblock in it. You also have a lot of cosmetics on the shelf with sunblock. So they put it in a lot of products out here. nowadays, more than I've ever seen before in the past. But please tell me what you think. Wow. I mean, look, we are just getting started in summer and these stories are already coming out. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.